So guys, welcome to this edition of Adventures of Malibu and Dad. Guys, we're at the battlefield of Manassas. Right behind me is where the battle took place. This is where the Union Army took heavy defeat from the Confederate, kind of started off the entire Civil War from this location. So come along guys, as we look around and just enjoy the Manassas battlefield here in Virginia.
Glad to share the places and the people that we'll meet. Think of the memories we'll have. Exploring hidden history. It's time to hop aboard on the road with Malibu and Dad. On the road with Malibu and Dad.
Alright guys, here we are, the first Battle of Manassas, July 21st, 1861. We're here at the Visitor Center. I'll take you through. They talk about the war here.
Union Commander General Irvin McDowell plans to march almost half of his army around the Confederate left, ford Bull Run above Evans, and attack down the line of the Selby Manassas Road, forcing Johnston from his defensive line, defeating his army in battle, and
Look at this wall.
nearby railroads will open the way for McDowell to capture the Confederate capital.
That's kind of cool looking.
And gain final victory. Evans soon realizes his perilous position. A Confederate signal station 6 miles away near Manassas Junction notices that
Pretty cool artifacts here, guys. William Baylor's walking stick and Colonel Baylor's captured U.S. model 1860 cavalry saber. Kind of neat. We got a surgical tool set here. That's how they took the limbs off. This is General John Porter's sword. This is James Ricketts' sword. Here's a tour of some Civil War stuff. Here's some musket rifles and some Enfields, 1853. Relics from 2nd Manassas right here, guys. Different rifles. Got a saber there. Saber was an M1840 light artillery saber, and that was a standard issue back then. We have different shot shells here. Cannon loads. Showing you what some of the uniforms look like. Here's a VMI outfit, along with some Confederate Military Institute stuff. Here's some of the old knives back then, guys, and some pistols back then. These were all found here on the battlefield. There's a little saber here. This is a model 1850 foot officer sword of Lieutenant Davis Potts, Company 1, 26th Pennsylvania Volunteer. What was that? Guys, so this is what it looked like when they had the cannon fire shells ready to go in the cannons. Here's some actual rounds, artillery shells. Here at Manassas, it's a 12-pounder right there. There's some rifled artillery projectiles. That's a 10-pound Patriot shell. That's kind of what it looked like when they were trailing their guns and artillery shells. Shows the casualties of war. And they've got the store here, guys. And towards the back, the visitor center. Go back here and see the cannons. This is where the Battle of Manassas was fought. You can almost feel it. It was the start of a long, long campaign. A lot of death. Right here, guys. Hard to believe, but we're in hollow ground. And as we walk around, guys, you can see where the cannons are all set up here. This is the real deal. We're right here. Manassas battlefield. Kind of an overcasty day, but what a true depiction of what it probably felt like. Look at these cannons, guys. Facing towards the enemy. Kind of surreal being out here. So a lot of there was 2 New York regiments that took heavy casualties out here, guys. It was just an amazing battle. And it was quite bloody. As you can see, the battle line here, just cannon after cannon. That's where it all happened out there. Guys, this is a pretty interesting marker here about the 7th Georgia markers. Veterans of the 7th Georgia Infantry selected Manassas battlefield as the site of their annual reunion in 1905. During their visit, the group erected 7 marble markers to denote the different positions occupied by the regiment at both battles. All 7 were located on or near Henry Hill. Most of these commemorative markers vanished over the last century. This one is one of only 2 markers survived in the field. So pretty cool, guys. The 7th Georgia Regiment placed these markers out here. This is one of 2 still left out here in Manassas. Pretty interesting. I can almost feel it where they held the line here, and the New York regiments and the Union armies just they just couldn't hold off the Confederates. They were just too strong. They were reinforced towards the end of the battle by 2 more regiments, and pretty much dominated the field here. You can almost tell it's almost like a bowl. The Union Army did not have the high ground, and they were just pummeled. So we walk up, got more cannons here. Beautiful cannon. View of the battlefield here in Manassas. Incredible vantage point. Guys, this is the monument honoring the dead. One of the earliest endeavors to remember the fallen occurred soon after the war concluded. Union troops stationed at nearby Fairfax Courthouse, many of whom had recently served on burial duty, that the battlefield recognized the need for fitting memorial to the federal dead at 1st Manassas. With the approval of their officers and the authorization of the government, in one of their final acts before discharge, the soldiers erected the Bull Run Monument. Construction took nearly 3 weeks and was completed in June of 1865. It remains one of the oldest extant monuments on any Civil War battlefield. And there it is, guys. One of the oldest Civil War battlefield monuments here at Bull Run, in memory of the patriots who fell at Bull Run July 21st, 1861. What an amazing piece of history we're seeing here, guys. Guys, here is the cemetery and graves of the farmhouse here on top of Bull Run. Here's where Ellen Morse is buried, Judith Henry, and they were all living on this property and buried here. Now, the original house is gone, but they put this house up in commemoration of what was here. It was just an old farmhouse right here at Bull Run. If you walk just a little bit right to the left hand side here of the property, you'll see a placard here where this is where Wade Hampton of the South Carolina was wounded here on July 21st, 1861. Battle of 1st Manassas, Bull Run. Just look at the overview of the landscape here, guys. All the cannons out there. Wow, it's just hard to believe. So much history right here in this little farm. What a battle it was. Guys, as I walk the field out here at Bull Run in Manassas, absolutely incredible. I'm walking out towards the field. They got a beautiful monument I'll show you on the other end. But it's pretty incredible to be here right now, guys. I can't even tell you how much history is here. And I'm so glad I brought you guys with me to check it out. Because it's just amazing. The Battle of Manassas was quite the battle. So as I take you out here to the middle of the field, guys, you see the Welcome Center. The cannons on the ridge there. There's the vantage point of the old farmhouse and monument I just showed you. You can definitely feel it and see it. On the other side there are some of the Union cannons. We'll head that way now. Very interesting spot here, guys. It's called the Barto Monument of Colonel Francis S. Barto. He was killed near here while leading the 7th Georgia Infantry in a counterattack. An ardent defender of the slavery of states' rights, Georgia's politician was placed in command of the brigade of state troops shortly before the battle. His death at 1st Manassas rendered him one of the South's earliest military martyrs. 6 weeks after the battle, the men of Barto's brigade commemorated his falling of their leader, and they had a dedicated stone here, a shaft, on the spot where he fell. The monument, possibly the first erected on any Civil War battlefield, disappeared by the following spring. The current marker dates back to 1936. And here's the marker here, guys. This is a new one. This is where Brigadier General Francis Stebbings Barto fell. He was born in Savannah, Georgia, September 16th, 1816. He was mortally wounded on the spot, July 21st, 1861. Commander of the 7th, 8th and 9th, 11th Georgia, 1st Kentucky Regiments, the first Confederate officer to give his life on the field. It's pretty amazing, guys. right here. Wow. Not too far from the farmhouse. And I believe this monument here, guys, is probably commemorating him. Let's go check it out. Actually, guys, this is actually a statue of the First Battle of Manassas, July 21st, 1861. But the statue is in tribute to Thomas Jonathan Jackson. That was General Stonewall Jackson. This monument's here. His name on it. Beautiful statue. This is where he got his famous name. There stands Jackson, like a stone wall. Isn't that pretty cool, guys? Guys, here's an amazing statue. This is to the death and life of General Bernard Elliott B. of South Carolina, commander of the 3rd Brigade, Army of the Shenandoah, was killed here July 21st, 1861. Just before his death, to rally his scattered troops, he gave the command, "Form, form! There stands Jackson like a stone wall. Rally behind the Virginians." Presented by Mary Telfair Thompson, Southern Memorial Association, Washington, D.C., July 21st, 1939. So many great generals here, guys. So much history. As we look over the battlefield, guys, you got the statue there of Stonewall Jackson. You got the farmhouse in the distance. And then the commemorative stone here of General Bernard Elliott B., where he was killed. Absolutely amazing Civil War history. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the visit here. Just behind me, you see Stonewall Jackson's commemorative statue and General Bernard Elliott B's burial spot, or where he was wounded and killed. Guys, hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a quick video. We're losing sunlight, but I wanted to show you the Battle of Manassas and some of the great generals that died here, and some of the ones that made a great name for themselves, like Stonewall Jackson. And just an amazing time out here, guys. I want to come back and do more. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up. Every thumbs up helps my channel out, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Battle of Manassas battlefield. We love you. Malibu's back at home with Mama. So they were not able to come with me today. But love you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for coming out here and enjoying this little view of Manassas with me. Like I always say, guys, get out, adventure. Come see this stuff. This is history that who knows how much longer it'll be around. That's why I'm trying to document as much as I can for you and bring it to you. If you can't get out on an adventure, get on Adventures in Malibu and Dad, and we'll take you there. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.